Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Ajit Kumar Shukla, Dean Faculty of Doctoral Study and Research. We'll be briefly presenting a awareness talk on the NAAC and the student satisfaction survey to be conducted by them. So basically, NAAC stands for National Assessment and Accreditation Council. In Hindi, it means Rashtriya Mulyankan and Pratyapan Parishad. It is in Bangalore. Beautiful building you see. Now, coming to directly to some of the facts, I will say briefly explain the overall picture here and the role. So, NAAC is an autonomous body established under University Grant Commission of India to assess and accredit institution of higher education in India. So RKU has already applied on the basis of its strength. There are two conditions to apply. It should be in existence as a university for more than 5 years and 2 batches of graduates must have graduated from it. So on these two bases we have already applied. NAAC is for universities and it can be also for institutes under university. So we have applied as a part of being a university with all its constituent colleges or school. Beside us in Saurashtra University is accredited and we will be the first private university in Saurashtra to be accredited because of this. The purpose of this particular talk is to encourage students to participate in survey, not to influence, is to guide student about the survey and to make the student satisfaction survey, that is SSS, possible within the given time period of 10 days. So this is an overall objective. Now I will try to present quickly the overall things which has been there and what are the outlay there. So if you see, basically accreditation means to help better choices. So if you see, in an Indian education scenario, the choice is difficult there because that has been coming from various places. In this is through universities. So there are various kind. 819 as of 2018, central universities, state universities, private university. We are being a private university by the State Act. There can be university because of the central government. Education is under concurrent list, so both can promulgate to have universities. There are 36,000 colleges under these universities, and beside that, there are standalone institutions which also imparts degree, though they are not universities, which are like IITs, triple IITs, Indian Institute of Information Technology, that is 23 each, IIMs 20, NIT 31, All India Institute of Medical and Surgery 7, Institute of National Importance INI, that is 25, and NIPER, that is National Institute for Pharmacy and Educational Research 7. So accreditation basically helps you make a better choice because it gives you a grade which can be equivalent to a brand creation there. So actually it's a complex decision, and in order to get into any of the programs, one can make a list of all these factors there, and which is a qualitative factor. So in order to help all this, accreditation is built up. So broadly, if you try to see, not the education department, but MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development, has two wings, you can say, University Grant Commission to look into the universities there, and because of that, the NAAC has come, which gives accreditation for universities and institutions. While AICT, that accreditation also can come through NBA, National Board of Accreditation, which is program specific. So these are institute specific, these are program specific. We are here in terms of NAAC for getting for the university and not for the program. Broadly, if you see that how the accreditation is there, it is in terms of seven criteria, and for each criteria there are corresponding marks. So curriculum aspect, teaching and learning evaluation 200, research innovation 250, and likewise. Today I am here to give you the outlay to the evaluation, which is for which the students will be conducted. And the sub part of this is actually 2.7. The survey is for out of this 200 will be corresponding to 30 marks. What emerges out of this A double plus, B is not accredited, and the topmost is A double plus. So concept of is that what is the benefit? Then you see broadly in terms of for faculty and student, either it is through funds there for research, scholarships, faculty and student exchange there, and ultimately, of course, this prestige of the university also improves. If you see what is the stages are there, then application for accreditation of self-assessment report, it is called as SSR, is already been done, which is writing a diary for yourself and giving it to the NAAC. It has been done. The first two conditions which I have said in terms of years and two batches already qualified. So IIQ is already approved, SSR submitted. Now we have come to the second stage, student satisfaction survey, which NAAC will be hosting. My purpose is to make you just aware of that so that wider participation is there. And finally, the NAAC team will visit the university to validate the data submitted, and the final will be the accreditation. So in order to give you the student satisfaction survey glimpse there, we have already submitted the student data, which is the name of the student, program, semester details, emails, mobile number, etc. Of course, not directly with your consent, but as per whatever the information available with us in through the ERP. So this is important that email is RKU email has been put up there. That should be active. NAAC will send an hyperlink to the students by email and mobile. So if you pick up that, and then it will lead to you the NAAC website. You have to do some initial confirmations. There are 20 MCQ questions, which is to be ticked among the choice 0 to 4. 21st question is descriptive, where you have to write. So the average of 1 to 20 will be taken for all the students and contribute to 2.7 for 30 marks. And 21 is the survey there. They will come and discuss with us. Now, if you see the NAAC there, the overall NAAC has been there in terms of quality. If you see the acronym for quality has been put up by NAAC in terms of poster is Quest for Excellence, understanding the concept. Whatever you understand, it should not be just understanding, action oriented. You don't know all the things. We will keep on learning. So learner-centric approach will not just follow custom and tradition. We'll try to innovate as well. We'll try to build if we are weak in some cases in terms of training. And then it's not a one-time approach. It is year-round activity. You see, basically there are four stakeholders: government, management, and I'm talking to you as a student there. It can be considered as a vehicle which has a four wheels, but you have another wheel, spare wheels also may be there, which is not visible here. Maybe parents, maybe employer, as well as society. So if you see why we wanted to have, I mean, the NAAC accreditation is actually the value framework, and the total premise is to have promote the core values in the institutions, which we may not be directly teaching, but it doesn't mean that we do not go for it. Just contributing to national developments, whichever country we may be from, global competency development among the students, inculcating a value system, not a cost system in the students, and promoting the use of technology. And last year is quest for excellence, which actually should be the top because that is why the NAC is or accreditation is there. If you see the overall, this has all been based on two things. One is privilege. As you become graduate, you get some privileges there. And with these privileges, you have some obligations or duties there. So very briefly, I will try to put before you the student charter in terms of 9 conditions there. You may try to read it, where I'll quickly go through this particular slide. It can be considered as a pledge. So I can say that I shall, and then you can read this. Likewise, I shall follow, I shall undertake, I shall make, I shall prepare, I shall give, I shall have, and I shall live as. Thank you. Now, if you briefly try to look in the strength of the RKU, and this is my view there. At the end of this, I will try to ask you to think of you there, and this can be open for discussion. So it's just a guidance here. Few of the facts I'm just putting before you. We are industry focused by our gadget and our activities, experiential learning in classes, projects, yes, best placement around, collaborations, prediction programs, use of learning management systems like Canvas, skill-based, value-based courses like corporate, company to corporate, campus to corporate, holistic, mentors and counsel for each. And likewise, I have tried to identify around 16. I think one of these things, acronym you may not be knowing, given to you during syllabus is program outcome and program specific outcome, PSO, class learning objectives. The two things which are not mentioned here and which you may admire is that our campus is clean, green, and maintained in a barren land with using recycled water by a battery of people's gardeners there doing excellent job. And the second part, you can see that We are very noble person. There have not been any incidents of any ragging or so. Like Gujarati, it has not been there. So it's pride, we are proud. But beside that, we have put CCTV surveillance. So if anything happen, it can be found out. So we are not just testing, but we are building a system there as well. So benefits already we have talked. If we try to look in terms of marks, this is around 60% and this is around 400. So total is 1000. If you see in terms of grades, you'll be very happy to get somewhere here. Few points have been already told to you. I will just speak on this. That at present we are around 2751 students. So the sample size should be around 10 or 500. So the NAAC will be sending this SMS to some multiple maybe of this, and then if this part has been met, they may not go for the second one. So this is for 10 days it will be open, and if it is not met, then maybe the second window will be open. So my purpose is to guide you so that you make a maximum participation, encourage you, not to tell you that do this or that only. I am just making the choices available to you and tell you about that what this includes and why it is been there. We will come to student satisfaction very quickly. These things has been already put in the NAAC website. It is available in two languages, English and Hindi. My purpose is to have an awareness and guidance leading to wider participations. If there is some language issue is there, we have identified single point of contact, Raju Ambalia, from admission cells. You can contact him for any system requirement. If it is not available with you, it can be made available. You can use that. Or even language also, if it is regional language you want your survey questionnaire to be available, that can be made available. So we'll come quickly to this. The question itself, question I'm making it out. Actually, it is already out in website and you can look into. And I'm here only to tell you the terminologies wise what has been used and what we have been doing, and then make you a better choice in terms of answers. So it starts with actually the ABCD questions there. Please confirm first time. It's a more of ethical. Only you can give. You cannot delegate to somebody else there. So move accordingly. Put your age in terms of years. That is sufficient. For college, or maybe they may write it university. As we are applying for university, you have to write RK University. Gender, very obvious. You can write that part. Then what degree program are you pursuing? We are not offering MPhil, all others are offered. So accordingly you can pick up, as this is for the research students, doctorate students, so you can choose. Then what subject area? It is not the subject code, it is more of the programs which have been following. So except for arts, may fall here. Most of our programs are professional, so you can select professional or applied in commerce. That also will be good. Now, if you see the questions, all questions are compulsory. In between, if you leave, that will not be counted. So have patience. Only 21 is qualitative. We have to write sentences. It is in terms of the suggestions and improvements. Be unbiased. And restrict your response only to teaching and learning process and not to anything else. Not to infrastructure, not in terms of supports and other things there. The first question, how much syllabus was covered? No calculators are required. You can have a perception based answer, not thinking of one particular faculty, but all the faculties being together, whatever your year. If you are in second year, then first year, second year together, you can consider that. And you can Select answer. How well teacher prepare for the class in general. We can say select your answer 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever you want wish. How well were teacher able to communicate? Are they able to pass you the information? So that you can select answer in terms of how effective. Teacher approach can be best described. How they were dealing with the subject and you and delivering that. That way you can select. In terms of internal evaluation process, fairness. Is the answer books, answer scripts shown to you? You have a right to ask for the difference or understand from the mistake. Accordingly, you can decide the fairness and the provision of the system there and the method to correct that also. Was your performance in assignment discussed with you? If the all in general, if faculties are telling you after the exams are over and first start class are taken that what are the common mistakes has been found as well as individual if your answer scripts are shown. Institute takes active interest in promoting internships, exchange field visits. We are taking permission sometime it may be not getting it but active interest. Institute is taking active interest. So that way you have to read, understand and how effective it is being done more than once, twice, thrice, because that way you can decide. Teaching and mentoring process in institution facilitates you in cognitive, social, emotional growth. So not only just scholastic, but tells you, finds out more than the scholastic. And you can say that yes, significantly well. More than once meeting, you can decide. It provide multiple opportunity to learn, not only just exams and tests there, participation seminars, workshops, quiz contest. Teacher inform you about expected competency, that what is being expected out of this course, what is the course outcome, whether it is given before the beginning of the class, put up in the libraries, websites, program outcomes. The mentor does a necessary follow as you have been assigned. Is it meeting more than once in a semester? You can decide. Give me some task, necessary competency, you can decide. Teacher illustrate the concept through examples and applications for classrooms, not just talk, board and chalk and talk only. Teacher identify your strength and encourage you. You are good at something, so better problems or challenges given to you. Teacher identify not only strength but weaknesses also. Then you can decide. Institutes make effort to engage students in monitoring. You are part of some of the committees there. Review, continuous quality improvement, anti-ragging, women's health, SOAC, student activity advisory council. Some of you may be board member, alumni may be board member also there. Okay, so all indications there. Accordingly, you can decide. Institute teacher use student-centric experiential learning. We are doing a lot of that. Participation, problem solving. Encourages you to participate in extracurricular, co-curricular with the curriculum, extra sports, culture, and other things. Right? That's what we are having. Efforts are made by the institute to teach and inculcate soft skills, English as a second language, life skills, so many placement talks, employability skills, diagnostics conducted. So that we can say. What percentage of teachers are using ICT, LCD projector, multimedia while teaching? So that way you can say. At the end, for this part, You can say overall that how good it has been there, or how institute is very good. So how degree, what degree you agree with that statement, so that you can select. The last question is on the right. So it says that three observations or suggestions to improve. So you can accordingly you can write A, B, three things, three sentences, three phrases you can write to help this course. Thank you. If you have any questions or query, you can write to me. I'll be very happy to answer that. Thank you very much.